I want to be married, but I'm sick of dating. I want to be married, but I'm sick of dating.
You don't want to get married. You want the ring. You're not interested in the man. You're interested in the financial future that comes with the ring. Women are desperate to get married. That's why I say this. There's an epidemic of female loneliness. Many men are choosing solitude over marriage, and that's affecting women. That's exactly what you're about to see. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your comment. Let's get into the intro.
I want to get married because I am tired of taking care of myself. Okay, I work very hard. I fly up to 3 times a week. I get no sleep. Meanwhile, I see these women in LA who have no job, but they have a ring on their finger and they're just at Whole Foods on a Tuesday afternoon. Chilling, doing yoga, chilling. Watching full episodes of Ellen, chilling. I look at a woman like that and I'm like, damn. That bitch is a genius.
I just want to get married. I don't want to be someone's girlfriend. I want to be someone's wife. I want to be the kind of wife that when my husband talks to me, his blood pressure goes down. The kind of wife where when I walk into the house, my husband, my kids, like their emotional temperature just stabilizes. The kind of wife where my husband can feel safe telling me anything. Like, I want to be the kind of wife where my husband comes home from work and he's stressed and he comes home to a house that smells good and there's food cooking in the kitchen. But I also want to be that kind of wife that doesn't challenge him but stimulates him intellectually. The kind of wife where he'll never get bored of me. I'll always be up to be playful or even debate with him, to strengthen him when he's weak, to advise him when he's lost, support him, and to see him, to really see him and understand him like nobody else.
Women who got married early are the real geniuses. Having your man, being his supportive partner, building your family, having free time, and forgetting about hard labor, that's intelligence. It's not going backward, it's knowing how to choose well. What's interesting is how many women are realizing they were misled by feminism. They're seeing that staying single and being a boss girl didn't take them anywhere. The wall is unforgiving. Working your whole life without a man by your side isn't as great as they made it sound.
You going down too? I usually up, but today I'm going down.
I want to marry a man who gets more excited about my birthday than I do. Someone who plans little surprises just because he loves seeing my eyes light up. Someone who remembers the stories behind the things I care about and never treats my joy like an inconvenience. I want to marry the man who asks how my day really was and waits for the answer. The one who holds my hand in public and holds my heart in private with the same gentle care. Give me the man who celebrates my wins louder than I do. The one who shows up in the front row, charging my camera and his confidence at the same time. The one who is proud of me even on the days I don't feel proud of myself. I want to marry the man who knows love is not grand gestures only. It is remembering I like my coffee sweet. It is warming up the car while I tie my shoes. It is listening when I talk about my dreams and then helping me turn those dreams into our plans. I want to marry the man who keeps choosing us even when life gets loud, who does not run when things get hard, who believes in growing together, not growing apart. I want to marry the man who makes ordinary moments feel like magic, grocery store aisles that feel like adventures, binge watching shows that feel like home, a future that finally feels like taking a deep breath. I want to marry someone who sees love as a daily choice, not a disappearing act. Someone soft with his words, strong with his loyalty, steady with his intentions. Because at the end of the day, I don't want a fairy tale that ends at midnight. I want the man who stays even after the music stops. The man who chooses me even when the world is not watching. The one who looks at growing old with me like it is something to look forward to. Who believes love gets better with time, not boring. Who knows that forever is made just from moments like these.
Personally, what you're saying sounds great. You want the perfect man. But the real question is this. Do you have the qualities to have a man like that? Because men are expected to bring everything to the table. Height, a good job, stability, masculinity, emotional sensitivity. He has to meet a long list of requirements just to qualify, even for an average woman. So let me ask you this. What do you bring to the table beyond your looks? Because in the end, you attract who you are, not what you demand.
This was me in my 20s. This was me in my early 30s. I've got two older siblings that settled down much earlier than I did. I also have a younger sibling that met his wife basically first year of college, but now being 36, I'm married, have an incredible son. We have the best life that I could have ever imagined, and we have another son coming in April. I don't think my life would be anywhere near as perfect as it is now if I hadn't waited for the right one.
One thing men have going for them is that their prime rarely comes in their 20s. Generally, between 28 and 45 is when they reach their best stage, financially, physically, and mentally. That's why, if you're a man who does things right, takes care of his body, his appearance, how he dresses, a haircut that suits him, and works to generate income, you'll have many more options when it comes to finding a good woman. On top of that, men are usually attracted to younger women, and that's completely normal. You can be 35 and have a partner who's 25, and there's nothing wrong with that. The reality is that after 28, the man holds the key to the game. He's the one who decides when to give the ring and who to be with. Meanwhile, many women, especially after 30, start feeling pressure to settle down.
I'm Lizzie, I'm 31 years old, I live in Los Angeles, and I am recently divorced and want to share some things I have learned since getting divorced. Number one, it is so much better to be alone than to feel alone in a marriage. I felt extremely lonely when I was married, and it felt like the worst loneliness I've ever felt. Whereas now I'm actually alone. So when I do feel lonely sometimes, which is inevitable, I'm like, okay, that makes sense because I'm literally alone. But for the most part, I feel way less lonely because I have this sense of hope of like, okay, well, one day maybe I will meet the right person. And I also have all of my amazing friendships. And I know what to like incorporate into my schedule to make sure that I'm not alone too often because I also do work from home and live alone. So I have to be really intentional with how I'm spending my time. And I think that's actually such a perk because now I get to be around people that I am choosing to spend my time with. Number two, it is so much better to make a decision based off of self-love and self-trust than fear.
Stop it. Get some help.
Many marriages start to break down when one of the two, usually the woman, turns her husband into her entire world. When you hear someone say, "I feel lonely in my marriage," a lot of the time it's not because the other person is completely failing, but because there's no identity or personal life outside the relationship. That puts enormous pressure on the husband, being a partner, a friend, entertainment, and emotional support all at once. That's why it's always healthy for each person in the relationship to have friends and a life outside the marriage. At the end of the day, that's what gives them things to share. Ironically, the time they enjoy being together the most is when they also know how to be alone.
When your ex says to you, there's no chance, move on, go find somebody else, blah, blah, blah. You guys have probably heard this, so check this video out. It's for you. So remember, they've been thinking about this for some time now. Several days, weeks, maybe even months. And because they've been thinking about it, they've built up this fantasy, this dream about being without you. They've been thinking about what life would be like single again. And they're turned off. Attraction is low. So when they tell you, go find somebody else, go do this, their attraction's at its all-time lowest. And on top of this, when people first break up with you, they know that it's really difficult to deal with. They know how hard it is. They know how much it hurts you. They know much that they know how much they're hurting you. They know what they're putting you through. Human beings, we kind of just know this kind of stuff, you know? So when they tell you, move on, find somebody, like, don't wait for me, that kind of stuff, right now, they have solidified their choice in experiencing what their life would be like without you now. And again, they came to that conclusion throughout the last few weeks, again, maybe months, right? So now that attraction is at its all-time lowest, that's when they're telling you this stuff. That's why if you beg, pursue, and try to get them to change their mind with logic, especially right now, they need to go through with this fantasy in their head. They don't want you to try to change their mind. They don't want to be controlled by you. They don't want to be convinced, okay? Because they know that you're going to try. Again, there's something called dumper's confidence or dumper's arrogance, whatever you want to call it, meaning they know or believe wholeheartedly that they could get you back right now. They know this. So because they know that you're like, they're just going to say to themselves, well, I don't really want to talk. I don't want to connect with you. And that's when, they'll tell you, go move on, go find someone else. Even though they know it could hurt them, they're so dead set on living this fantasy life without you. They're dead set on going on their own. They're dead set on this, again, this idea, this dream of being alone or being single and doing whatever they want to do. So they need to experience that no contact. And what they say right now is, again, that. It's what they feel right now. They could very much regret it. And I've seen that regret firsthand, and I've seen it through my students and clients over the years of doing this work, okay? That regret is nasty because there was once a time, of course, like what you guys are experiencing right now, where you would have done anything to get them to come back. You would have done anything to make it work. And now they're coming back and you're like, nah. So remember, stick to no contact. It's your best friend. And it's working. A lot of people get really worked up because they're like, is this working? Yes. Now, if you want help, check the coaching in the bio. There's phone and, of course, texting. If you have any questions, hit me up.
There's infidelity. A woman doesn't emotionally disconnect overnight. When she asks you for time, apply no contact. What's really happening is that you're not giving her space to think. I believe in this saying, a busy mind doesn't miss anyone. So stay busy. Get your life in order. Take advantage of that moment of solitude and use it to think clearly about where your life is going. Don't beg and don't try to reason with her. Women are emotional. Let her feel the fear of losing the relationship. Let her mind go to, it's over. That will also help you analyze whether you were truly happy there in the first place. Because you're not a clock for someone to ask you for time. If she wants time, you walk away. Never force yourself into someone's life when they don't want you, because all that will happen is humiliation and a constant stress of abandonment.
Ladies, this is entirely possible. Watch this.
Do I want to be single? No. Do I want to be married? No. Do I want a part-time boyfriend who isn't seeing anybody else and only does things when I want to, but otherwise kind of leaves me alone and doesn't make a mess of my house? Yeah.
How do I know this is possible? I'm living it. I've been with my boyfriend for coming up on 7 years in February, and we are a committed couple who live apart. And that is our choice. He lives about 15 minutes away from me. In November, he's moving 5 minutes away from me. We still have not decided to live together. And that is both of our choice. Now, I've heard some people in videos like that say, oh, you're not fully committed. No, we are fully committed. We are completely involved in each other's lives. Our family functions are together. Our friend groups are together. We travel together. We travel with other people together. We vacation down at the shore with other families together. We are a committed and together couple. We just don't live together. And then other people will say, oh, you don't really have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. All you have is a situationship. Okay, please grow up. If you don't understand that people can afford and want their own living space. After being married, I was married for 22 years. He was married for 22 years. Having your own space is amazing. Will I ever move in with him? I don't know. But for the past 7 years, I have loved living on my own more than I can articulate. I love when he comes over here. I love when we go out together. I love when we have our friends and family here. But he doesn't live here. And honestly, why would he want to live with me? Because I am very particular about the way my apartment looks and where everything goes. I think it would be difficult to live with me. But I love my space. And because I don't see him 24/7, or we're not seeing each other every single day, I'm always excited to see him. Because we're not sharing a space where I would get resentful of things not being clean or exactly the way that I want them, we have nothing to fight about. We have nothing to argue about. Our relationship, of course, there are, normal adult things that come up in relationships, but the piddly things that can really eat at you, we don't have them because we don't live together. And I'm always excited to see him. For me, for him, for us, for now. This is what works. And if that's what you want to do, you absolutely should do it. Please give yourself the experience and the enjoyment and the absolute serenity of living on your own, living solo at least one point in your life. It's amazing.
Personally, I see this as a pretty good setup, but it depends on the kind of man you are. If you're between 20 and 40, have no kids, and want to start a family, even living together in a common law relationship with a wife, this isn't for you. Now, if you're a man who's been through a divorce, a single father, or a man who doesn't want children, then this is for you. Think about it. You don't have to support her. You can help her if you want, but you have no obligation to maintain her. She can't take your money or your assets because she doesn't live with you. She stays at your place, you stay at hers. In the end, it's a relationship with very good benefits. She invites you out to eat, you go out with her, you do your own cleaning, and you sleep together some days at her place and some days at yours. For me, it's perfect. I don't see any losses there. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, these questions are for you. Is marriage worth it today when the legal and emotional risk isn't the same for both sides? When someone asks for time, is it really to think or to keep you around while they try out another life? If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next video from the wall.